On a quiet afternoon, as I watched the leaves of the trees gently swaying in the wind, an ancient yet profoundly relevant question arose in my mind. What is the soul? This question is not merely an abstract philosophical concept. It is something we all confront at some point in our lives. We all go through moments of doubt when we wonder about our purpose and what truly defines who we are. In this context, the soul becomes a personal and collective quest that transcends any superficial understanding. Today, I invite you to join me on this journey where ideas from the past intertwine with the realities of the present, illuminating our paths amid the uncertainties of life. Let's start our reflection with Plato, one of the great thinkers of ancient Greece. For him, the soul is eternal and immutable, always seeking truth and beauty. He believed that the soul was not just a part of a human being, it was the essence of who we are. In his work Phaedrus, Plato discusses the idea that the soul is immortal and goes through a cycle of reincarnations, learning and evolving with each life it lives. This perspective invites us to reflect on our own experiences. What have we learned from our mistakes and successes along the way? How do each of these experiences shape our identity? In our daily lives, we often find ourselves so caught up in responsibilities and distractions that we forget to reflect on true happiness. Plato reminds us that happiness does not reside in material possessions or superficial achievements. It lies in the pursuit of wisdom and self-knowledge. This search becomes a beacon that guides us during confusing times, leading us toward a more meaningful life. When facing challenges, we can ask ourselves, how can we apply this Platonic quest for truth in our everyday lives? Think about a decisive moment you have faced. These experiences often force us to look inward and question what we truly value. It could be the choice of a career, the decision to enter a relationship, or even the quest for a greater purpose in life. These dilemmas lead us to moments of deep reflection, where the soul yearns to align with our actions and decisions. This realization shows us that even in the most difficult situations, there is an opportunity for growth and understanding. Now let's dive into the perspective of René Descartes, a philosopher who challenged the ideas of his time. With his famous phrase, "I think, therefore I am," Descartes introduced a new way to understand the relationship between the mind and the soul. He proposed that the mind and body are distinct entities, but are interconnected in complex ways. This reflection leads us to ponder, who are we when we separate our thoughts from our physical experiences? How does this separation influence our understanding of ourselves? In a world where we are constantly bombarded with information and digital stimuli, Descartes' ideas remain highly relevant. He reminds us that the soul is the center of our consciousness, the essence that makes us truly human. The challenge we face today is to find a balance between our mental and physical lives. In a world that often values speed and efficiency, it's essential to recognize that true health and well-being go beyond what we can touch and measure. What we can learn from Descartes is that introspection and self-reflection are fundamental to fully understanding our existence. One practice that many find helpful in this journey is meditation. By dedicating time each day to turn inward, we are, in a way, following what Descartes suggested, a conscious quest for internal truth. Meditation helps us silence external distractions and focus on our minds and feelings. This process of self-discovery can be transformative, as it allows us to identify thought patterns and emotions that govern us, ultimately leading us to uncover the essence of our soul. Now let's shift our attention to the contemporary studies of John Cottingham, who have revitalized the debate about the soul in the modern age. As science advances and technology becomes ubiquitous in our lives, many may wonder whether the idea of the soul is outdated. However, Cottingham argues that the quest for purpose and meaning remains a central question in the human experience. He teaches us that even in a world dominated by logic and reason, the soul should not be disregarded. It is a vital component of our identity that deserves recognition. What Cottingham proposes is that instead of relegating the soul to an archaic concept, we should embrace its importance, especially in times of existential crisis. The soul connects us to a deeper sense of self, allowing us to explore questions that shape our reality. This perspective is undoubtedly an invitation to reconnect with our essence, even in periods of uncertainty. In moments of reflection, we might ask ourselves, what truly motivates us? What are the deepest desires of our soul? Another important question to consider is the significance of the relationships we establish throughout our lives. Each connection we make, be it with friends, family, or even strangers, leaves an imprint on our soul. These interactions not only shape our identity, but also provide us with a sense of belonging in an often chaotic world. When we reflect on the quality of these relationships, we begin to see more clearly what we truly value and need. How can we cultivate relationships that nourish our essence rather than drain it? It is essential to consider how our understanding of the soul manifests in our daily lives. We are often so immersed in our routines that we lose sight of what really drives us. There are days when we may feel disconnected from our true selves, from what makes us feel alive and whole. However, when we allow ourselves a moment of pause to contemplate the soul, we begin to rediscover what truly matters: our passions, our relationships, and the dreams that propel us forward. These moments of reflection are crucial for our emotional and spiritual health. By intertwining the views of Plato, Descartes, and Cogito, we create a rich tapestry of meanings that assist us in navigating the complexities of modern life. The soul, far from being just a philosophical abstraction, emerges as a vibrant symbol of identity and significance that permeates our everyday existence. When we consider these perspectives, we can uncover profound and relevant questions about human existence, providing us with a new lens through which to view our experiences and emotions. Finally, as we conclude this journey, take a moment to reflect on the question that started it all. What is the soul? This inquiry should not be seen as a burden, but as an opportunity for ongoing self-discovery and growth. As you continue your personal quest, may this question serve as a compass, guiding your decisions and illuminating your path in life. In a world filled with challenges and uncertainties, the search for meaning and connection is what unites us and makes us truly human. Therefore, as you continue this reflection, remain open to the answers that may arise, for the soul is ultimately a constant invitation to live life in its purest and most authentic form, enabling us to explore the beauty, complexity, and depth of human existence. In conclusion, remember that the journey to understand the soul is not a destination, but a continuous process. Every experience we live, every challenge we face, and every connection we establish teaches us something valuable about ourselves. May the search for the soul inspire us to live with more intention and authenticity, cultivating love, compassion, and wisdom with each step we take. Let us be, then, eternal learners in the school of life, always ready to discover what the soul has to reveal. After all, each moment presents a new opportunity to connect with our deepest essence, and that is what truly makes life rich and meaningful.